Hey guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today we're going to be doing a spooky special edition book haul. Make sure you go and check out my spooky September book haul where I hauled books that were not special editions that also fit in this category. There was a ton and it was such a fun haul to film. So these are special edition books that I have collected since last year at this time that are perfect for fall, Halloween season. Think witches, vampires, dark academia, all that goodness for this time of year. If you are new to my channel, I live in used book heaven where a lot of our libraries have bookstores that sell books for like $1 to $4. We have a really good used bookstore called Bookoutlet that sells books between like $1 to $10. I have a lot of bookish friends that I trade with or that we give gifts to each other. So that's why I'm able to do hauls more frequently, is because 90% of the time I'm not paying full price for the books that I'm getting. Like most of the time I'm paying like $2, and I happen to find a lot of them while I'm out book hunting, even in special edition. There are some of my fairy loots that I have gotten because I do have a fairy loot subscription that I get once a month in here as well, but that's why the hauls are able to be a little bit bigger. I will list where I got them from and how I got them, as well as my code for Pango, which is a really good website to get used books for super cheap. Even special editions I've gotten for less than $10. It's kind of like eBay for books. People have their own little bookstores and they sell their book collections, and I really like using it because the books come exactly how they're described. Sometimes they send stickers and bookmarks and things. I really like all the sellers on there as well. So if you're looking for like particular books, it's such a good place to check out. Very reasonable, has sales all the time. So I have a little link that I'll put down below in the description, as well as a code that you can use. It's just a referral code. It gives me like a little gift card towards future books off of Pango. So I really appreciate it if you guys are able to use that, as well as Bookoutlet. I'll put my Bookoutlet link down below in the description. This is a place that gets backlisted books. So think leftovers from Target, Barnes & Noble, all of those places in brand new condition for usually $10 or less as well. You can find amazing deals on there. You could even find stuff that's barely a couple months old. So make sure to check out both of those places if you're wanting to get some great deals on books. So we're just going to dive right in. I don't have any categories listed for these. So this one I actually found at a Little Free Library. I discovered this year the Little Free Library app, and you can go and type in your location and it will tell you all the Little Free Libraries near you that are registered. Some of them aren't registered because it costs, but these are just little tiny bookish houses where people put books in and people can trade, and you can leave a book or take a book or whatever. I will say, because I have such a large book collection and I'm constantly fluctuating books, I try to leave 3 books per every one that I take, just because I'm able to do that, because I'm able to find books cheaper as well. Or sometimes even if I don't find anything, I'll leave some just if the Little Free Library is a little bit empty. You don't have to do that, but that's what I try to do. So I found this one at a Little Free Library, The Babysitter's Coven by Kate Williams. This is a beautiful sprayed edge edition. I'm not sure like what edition this is, but this is a young adult standalone. We're following 17-year-old Esme. She has a babysitter's club and she knows it's kind of lame, but what else is she supposed to do? Get a job? And lately Esme needs all the cash she can get because it seems like destruction follows her wherever she goes. She is an Instagram model, hot, dresses like she found her clothes in the dumpster, and a rebellious streak as gnarly as the cafeteria cooking. It looks like the babysitters find out that they have superpowers and magical rituals and maybe kind of like witchiness to them. So sounds very cool. So this one I got from Bookoutlet, and that is These Deadly Prophecies by Andrea Tang. So this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. So it has this little candle on the cover, and I believe this cover is red instead of black. I really like this cover. Again, another young adult standalone. So being an apprentice to one of the world's most famous sorcerers has its challenges. Tabitha Zhang just didn't think they would involve solving a crime. But when her boss, the infamous fortune teller sorcerer Solomon, predicts his own brutal death and worse, it comes true, Tabitha finds herself caught in the crosshairs. So we have like a little murder mystery, but like maybe with some magic as well. All right, next we have some classics. I found this one at one of my library bookstores for $1. And that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I don't know what edition this is, but I feel like this art just captures it so freaking well. It's so cool. And it has a little art thing in the beginning as well. So this is the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. Super excited that I found this for $1. It has like the deckled edges as well. I can't remember if I read Jane Eyre growing up or not. I'm really familiar with the story, but we are due for a reread. A couple more classics. I got these at Barnes & Noble because they were $10. I got Frankenstein. This is the illustrated edition. Frankenstein is one of my favorite classics of all time. It blew me away. It's very different than what I expected, but I loved it. I read it so quickly. And so this is just a absolutely beautiful edition. I want to reread it via this way. So these were $10 at Barnes & Noble. I believe they still are. And we have these incredible illustrations in here that go with the story. So it just makes for like a really immersive reading experience. So beautiful. I also got Dorian Gray. Again, one of my top favorite classics of all time. I read this book in 2 days, and I'm not like a heavy classic reader. I read maybe like 2 a year max, and I just couldn't believe how quickly I read it. I am obsessed with it. The writing is so good. So this one is very cool. Just has a lot of art and different things in it. Very cool. So I have both of these. I am planning on getting some of the other ones eventually as well, but must have. Okay, these I also found in a little free library. I left like 8 books because I was so excited. I think I gushed about these in like my mermaid marathon reading vlog, something like that. But I found the entire This Blood That Binds Us trilogy. This is an indie trilogy. I've been following the author mainly because these books are so gorgeous and she does such a good job like promoting them. So these are indie. She sells them herself. They're so beautiful. This Blood That Burns Us has a little heart on fire. I love the pastel. I'm a little bummed because the third one did not have the dust jacket. So if I love them, I might have to replace this one. But this is a new adult vampire trilogy. However, I've heard that they are little to no spice, which is my personal preference. I like a good plot and a good adventure, and just maybe a little spice sprinkled in is fine, but I don't like spice focused book. So I'm excited. These are new adults. Our characters should be like in their 20s, and hopefully I love them. Did put this on my October TBR, so make sure you go and check that video out because I plan on getting to the first one at least very soon. And yeah, I'm really excited because you don't see indie books like out in the wild very often, and I just like freaked out when I found out about these. So This Blood That Binds Us is the first one. This one I got at Walmart, which I didn't know Walmart had exclusive editions. Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. So this was on sale for $14, more than what I normally spend, but occasionally I will do this. I got this one because I really enjoyed this one last year, and it has these Sally sprayed edges, and I just needed that in my life. So this is a reimagining kind of continuation of Nightmare Before Christmas following Sally on an adventure. I really enjoyed it. I will say there's a different Sally one that I liked more that I talked about in my Not So Scary-a-thon reading wrap up, so make sure you go and check that one out. I did enjoy this one, and then there's a sequel. So this one's Shea Earnshaw, and then I also got the sequel, Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. I got this one from Barnes & Noble when they had like a pre-order sale, and it has like time sprayed edges, like time clock on them. So this is the sequel, and it's by Megan Shepherd, who is one of my favorite authors ever. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm hoping to this fall. All right, next I signed up for Book of the Month for 2 months because you have to sign up for at least 2. They had a first time buyer's deal where you get the book for $5 and you get a hat, but you have to continue it for at least 1 month. So I did it because they had The Alchemy of Secrets from Stephanie Garber, and it has these amazing sprayed edges. Stephanie Garber is one of my favorite authors. This is her first debut adult novel, and I'm so pumped for it. I think I'm going to read it in November though. Folklore 517, local legends and urban myths taught by a woman called the Professor. Most students believe the Professor's stories are just fiction, but Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic is real. When she tracks down a local legend named the Watchman, who can supposedly tell you when you'll die, the world finally makes sense, except that the Watchman tells her she will die at midnight tomorrow unless she finds an ancient object called the alchemic heart. So we have like a mystery adventure with some magic and maybe dark academia. It sounds super good. She never seems to lack on the whimsy, so very, very excited to try this out. I have an amazing book friend that spoils me absolutely rotten, and she sent me 2 spooky books that are fairy lute editions. They're the adult books. I get the young adult subscription and she gets the adult one, but she got me these two. One was for like my birthday and one just because. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I loved this book. I read it last year during spooky season. I thought it was vampires. It's not. This was one of her adult books as well. This is the Fairy Loot edition. The regular edition is also really beautiful, but Fairy Loot always does these gorgeous like sprayed edges, naked books, and just all of this beautiful goodness. So this is set in the 1500s. We're following Louisa, who has these really strong magical gifts, and she has to enter this competition with her magical powers, and she gets sent to the royal court and gets trained by this particular mysterious guy, and it is so good. It has some romance in it, some magic, historical fiction, and I don't know, I just love the writing. It gave me a tiny bit like Addie LaRue vibes, even though it's not like that at all. I don't know, just the way that it made me feel was similar. I don't know how else to describe it, but I loved this one. It was like a 5-star for me. So excited to have this beautiful edition. Then she sent me We Bury Our Bones by V.E. Schwab. This is a vampire story from Victoria Schwab, who is also one of my all-time favorite authors. Beautiful. I'm obsessed with all things plants this year. Super freaking gorgeous. This was the adult pick for like July. Then it has a reverse dust jacket. The naked book is stunning. And in this one, again, we're getting a little bit of Addie LaRue vibes because we're following 3 young women as they grow up over different time periods and meet this same mysterious woman, I believe. I'm assuming this happens like across different timelines as the woman is immortal, but that's really all I know, and it has something to do maybe a little bit with like plants and like the earth and nature. So I'm excited for it, but I'm nervous at the same time. The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. I believe this is the Owl Crate version that I got from Pango. I got this one for $10. A sticker just fell out of it. Late Night Book Club. That's super cute. I told you they add a lot of things into these. He was a paper moth in the dark. This is so freaking beautiful. So it has this beautiful pomegranate on the cover, and then it has a reverse dust jacket, which I did not realize. This super cool like academic looking library, which is really fun. So this is a young adult standalone. Delaney always talked to the dark. She never expected it to talk back. Delaney is tired of being seen as fragile just because she's deaf. So when she's accepted into a prestigious program that trains students to slip between parallel worlds, excited for the chance to prove herself, but her semester gets off to a rocky start as she faces professors who won't accommodate her disability and a pretentious upperclassman fascinated by Delaney's unusual talents. Colton died when he was 9 years old. He woke several weeks later at the feet of a green-eyed little girl. Now, 12 years later, Delaney has stumbled back into his orbit, but Colton's been ordered to keep far away from the new girl and the voices she hears calling to her from the shadows. I might have to move this up this spooky season because it sounds so good. A cozy one. Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Kikatel Cook. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So this I've talked about a couple times, but this was the Barnes & Noble Cafe pick. Basically, if you got a drink at the Barnes & Noble Cafe, this book was a $5 add-on. They picked the sprayed edges. They were not anticipating all of us cozy girls to be so excited. It sold out in like a couple days, and so now they have some other book, even though this is supposed to be this one's pick, but they kind of keep coming in and out as they get more in stock. A little tip for that, because they change books like every month or every other month, is that this was also available as an add-on to any Barnes & Noble order. You could add this on for $5 and it was in stock online. So if you don't have one near you, or if you order from Barnes & Noble, check their like $5 add-on book. This is a young adult book. It's about Lucy, and she like hates pumpkin spice and everything fall, but she works at a coffee shop with her mom and she meets like a sunshine boy, and it's supposed to be very cute. So cute and cozy. Okay, next we have Brave Flowers by Autumn Krause. So this is the standard first edition, but you get special things. I don't remember exactly which parts of it are special. The end pages are beautiful. I think those will stay the same, but it has a flower printed on the cover, which is very cool. And I think this is exclusive to the first edition. I'm not sure. There are little sections in here where you're reading from a journal of like a mad king and talking about these different grave flowers, and they have the little flowers printed throughout the book. I don't know if that's part of the exclusive first edition or not. but it might be. This I was on the street team for. It now has a soft place in my heart. I love Autumn Krause so much. I read her book Before the Devil Knows You're Here last year. It was 5 stars, one of my favorites of spooky season. This is a young adult standalone. It is a mashup of Hamlet and Anne Boleyn. We're set in the 15th century. We're following Princess Madalena, and her sister has been sent off to marry the prince in a different land, and then she dies, and Madalena has to go and take her place. But what she doesn't know is her sister was expected to kill the prince to form this certain political alliance plan that her father has in mind, and so now she is in charge of killing the prince and she can't fall in love with him. This is filled with spooky gothic goodness. It has all these different grave flowers that she tends to that are kind of like sentient flowers that do different things, and you're learning about them throughout the book, and it is so good. It is gothic and angsty romance. No spice because it's young adult, but it is so angsty and sweet and just really luscious and perfect for fall. Her writing is so good. She is quickly making her way to be one of my all-time favorite authors, especially for this time of year. I'm really excited because she announced there's going to be a sequel to this too, but I don't think we're getting it for like 2 years, which is a little sad. But because I was on her street team, she sent all of us this special edition dust jacket with like this greenhouse. Really pretty. So I need to order another copy so that I can put the special edition on because I like this one as well. Please go check her out. She's a little bit of a smaller author, but this is such an amazing book, especially if you love things like Belladonna, Stalking Jack the Ripper, House of Salt and Sorrows, those gothic goodness reads. She's right up there with the great one. 2 Fairy Loot books that were perfect for spooky season that I got this year because I have a Fairy Loot subscription. 2 of them kind of fit this category. So we have Where the Shadows Meet by Patricia Caldwell. This one I got in like February because I think that's when it came out. Really pretty naked book. I really like this reverse dust jacket, like almost more than the special edition one. Very cool. So this is a queer vampire story. Sword edges. Once long ago, a girl named Favre sacrificed her wings for love. Thana, the young goddess she so willingly gave them up for, sacrificed that same love for power, but everything has a cost. Favre never got over the loss of her wings, and Thana's choices led to a life of eternal night and later their destruction. Favre has bided her time ever since, waiting for the chance to resurrect the girl she loves who turned into a creature she hates. So, sounds so good. That same sweet friend that sent me the books earlier also sent me a copy of At a Basis by R.F. Kuang. I have not read one from this author yet, but I've heard this is amazing. I believe this is adult. It's dark academia. I love this edition. It is so freaking cool. So fun. Love this naked book. Love this reverse dust jacket. So we're following grad student Alice Law. She has only ever had one goal: become the highest, brightest mind in the field of analytic magic. But the only person who can make her dream come true is dead and inconveniently in hell. And Alice, along with her biggest rival Peter Murdoch, are going to find him. So they travel to hell to talk to and get back this professor, and I've heard it's amazing. The Moral Consequences by Ivy Marie. This is a debut novel. I ordered the deluxe edition from Barnes & Noble during their pre-order sale. This is young adult. I think it's going to be part of a series. I'm not sure. Another dark academia one. So we're in Blackwood Academy, and the legendary school is located on the fringes of the afterlife. Once a pupil enters the academy's arched gates, there is no way out except for the decennial, the once-in-a-decade celebration in which a single worthy student is tested and given a choice: graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite, or cross over to the mysterious other side. So like dark academia with purgatory. It sounds very cool. I ordered this before I knew that it was going to be that month's Fairy Loot pick. So this is the young adult Fairy Loot pick for August, I think. Look how freaking beautiful. Oh my gosh. I was like squealing because I was so excited. I don't look up spoilers because I like to be surprised. I hope this is amazing. We like have a ragtag team of characters and magic. Naked book. Beautiful. Cool reverse dust jacket, and then they also sent overlays, which are very cool. They've been doing this like every time now. So these are like sheer art pieces that you put over certain parts of the book. Like they go with certain pages, and they're so beautiful. I need to like sit down and take pictures of these properly. I'm excited for this one. It's also on my October TBR, one of my most anticipated for the year. Okay, that's everything. quite a ambitious, beautiful, lovely stack of books that I have found, been given, purchased, all those kinds of good things that I think are good for this time of year. So I'll get to a couple of them this year and then kind of sprinkle them out throughout the rest of the year as well. One or two of them I've already read. Let me know which one caught your eye, if you plan on trying to add them to your October or your November TBR. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. Don't forget to check out those other ones I mentioned. I'll put them links down below in the description, along with the links for Bookoutlet and Pango and all those places to get cheap books. And I'll see you guys next time on The Bright Side.